Okay, here we are with my 81 VW diesel pickup. Having a hard time starting it. Let's see if we can see this here. That starter right there is the one I got from Napa about 4 months ago, and started having problems with it. Just about once every 10th time or so it would just wind, and then I would turn the key again and it would fire up. And then one day coming home, or when I got home rather, it just quit, and here it sits, hadn't started up yet. So I'll show you a few things there. There's a connection at the solenoid. Battery, I got it disconnected at the moment, the negative post, which goes down to, if you could see that, I'm not going to win any awards for cinematography here, to the tranny mount, and from there a cable goes to the block. All brand new cables, negative and positive. This battery is a 650 amp. I did try swapping out a 1000 amp battery, and the same thing. Brand new alternator. This battery is about 4 months old also. Alright, kitty. Come here. You gotta go down. Okay. Alright, and then one of the posters posted on there about battery draw. Maybe that was a problem, so I thought I'd just do that here first. Got my tester here. Put it on amperage. Let's see if I can do this here. And no battery drain. It's just going back and forth with my in-dash clock. So I don't believe there's any battery drain. Those are amperage showings on my meter. Okay, I'm going to hook this thing back up here. Okay, battery's all hooked up now. We'll turn on the meter and charge this battery up the other day. If you can read that, it's kind of glaring a little bit. It looks like just about 13, and that's at positive and negative. Try different ground points here. I'll go to the down here at the tranny mount, and that shows 12.96 thereabouts. I'll go to the body frame, 12.96. I'll ground to my starter. Same, I'll ground to the solenoid. Right that there. Let me get these wires out of the way. Okay. Put the ground back there where it reads good. Alright. Alright, now it's reading 12.79. Maybe I don't. Anyway. Okay, we'll go down here to solenoid stud that reads just like it did a second ago. 1279. Okay. Now put that there. I'm going to try to set this up so you can see this when I'm cranking. Bear with me here a second. I'm going to try to set this up here so nothing breaks. Try to show you how it's turning that alternator when I crank this here, if this thing doesn't fall off. And let's see if I can set the voltmeter over here too. Just kind of get some glare there. See that? You'll see that when I'm cranking a little bit here. Alright, we're going to try to crank it up. See what happens. Okay, that's the story on that there. And now I'm going to show you, let me set this down a minute here. I'm going to show you the brand new starter I have, which is on the ground here, which is doing the exact same thing. Okay, some jumper cables, battery. Okay. Alright, this is a brand new Duralast starter. And it works pretty good on the ground here. We'll put the ground there. Yeah, let me flip this over. Ground there. Positive on the solenoid. Okay, and okay, that's a brand new starter. I'm going to pull that old one out. Look at the, I'll show you the flywheel, and I'll put this new one in. Okay, this is the Napa original starter I had on in there when I showed you before when I was winding. I want to show you on the jumper cables what it sounds like out of the truck. Let's see what we can do here. Hang on now. Okay, that seems to come out of there pretty strong. There is a little bit of slight difference in these. You can see that the Bendix gears. This one here looks just a little longer this way than this one. Maybe by 1/8 of an inch. Now I did have this old junk starter here, and when I had the flywheel out, I was able to put that shaft in the bushing and use this engaging fork here to hook up the flywheel, and I was able to spin this thing around by hand and turn the motor really easy. So just by doing that by hand, that Bendix gear was able to engage the flywheel no problem. It didn't slip or anything like that, and I was able to, as long as I was holding this engaging fork here, I was able to turn this one hand and it turned the motor real easy. So let me get underneath there and I'll show you what the flywheel looks like. Okay, there's a shot of the flywheel, brand new bushing. I got some grease in there. Hopefully that's enough to get things kind of lubricated, spinning around there. See if I can reach in here just to kind of show you how this turns. Let's see here. Take the screwdriver. Well, I'm in a kind of awkward position trying to hold this camera, but you can kind of see I'm not messing up too bad. It turns pretty easy. That's the screwdriver. Hopefully that's showing a clear enough picture of the teeth. I'm trying to find a spot that maybe some of the worst spots there. Okay. I don't know if that shows it well enough or not. There's a couple little spots in those flywheels that have got it wore off a little bit, but I really don't think that's a problem. Alright, we're going to put in that other, the brand new rebuilt starter now. Listen to that. Okay, got the other starter back in there and put the voltmeter back on there. Just check everything out okay. Still looks okay there. I'll just check the ground on the starter. And looks pretty good. That's on the solenoid ground. Check the ground on the starter itself. Looks pretty good there. I forgot to mention before I replaced this alternator, the other one had a bad voltage regulator. I just replaced the whole thing. I don't know if that would be the starter causing these problems or not. And I'd also mention when I was jumping this from another vehicle, I'd put a positive cable here, and also down here on the starter I put the negative cable on the battery terminal, on the block somewhere down here on the starter itself, and every combination thereof, and it was always the same. If you could see it, the truck I was using to jump it with was that Chevy diesel. It's got 2,000 amp batteries, so it's still the same there. So we'll try to start this thing again. Let's set this, whoops, set this here. You can hopefully see that a little bit. It doesn't fall off. Alright, try it again. Okay, that's what it's doing, and then I come here and I touch all the fittings, and all down here on the starter. The solenoid is cold. Starter is cold. It's maybe just a little bit warm where that shaft on the end of the starter, right there at the end of the starter, that might be just a little bit warm, but it's about 50 degrees here today, so that's cold. That's cold. Wires are cold. Everything's cold there. Alright, I'm going to turn the motor by hand underneath there and hit it again just to show you that. Okay, we'll try to start again. Okay, well that's what it's doing. It beats me. I don't know what the problem is. It would be nice if I just could put in a nice Bosch rebuilt and be the end of my trouble. So anyway, if anybody could help me out, I'd appreciate it. I've got no idea. Alright, thanks.